What is up with it? Today we are going to be watching NCL Italy Week 2, Gianluca versus Roberto. We have already seen Gianluca once on the channel, and at that point he played BY. Um, this is going to be Roberto's first time on the channel. Roberto actually being one of the first people I ever found in the One Piece community just via Twitter. Really like the way that he represents himself and talks about the game. The coach, um, as he is named. I am pretty interested in knowing what this situation is. I think Gianluca thought Roberto was going to bring BY. And I think Roberto maybe also thought Gianluca was going to take BY. Or he thought that Gianluca would think that he would bring BY. So he was like, if Gianluca thinks that I'm going to bring BY, he's going to bring Blackbeard. And if he's going to bring Blackbeard, I'm going to bring Doflamingo. Also, both of these players losing week 1. Um, let's see these lists. How many 2Ks are we running? I think we're running the full... Oh, only 6? Okay. And a Brook. That's interesting. You don't see that too often. 2 Tempest kicks. Pretty standard list outside of the Brook. And only 6 2Ks, I'd say. 2 Red Rocks. That is 4 Vanilla Moria. Yo, Roberto, Giovanni, I know Giovanni, you got to be watching this. I need you to hit up your man. I need to know what's going on here. What's going on here? 4 vanilla geckos, 2 red. I don't There's these Italians are cooking something crazy. I don't get it. There's no way that he put Red Rock in his list expecting to play versus Blackbeard. That's not even the You don't even need it. You literally don't even need it. It's like so overkill. It's unbelievable. Roberto forgetting that he's a 5 life leader for a moment. You can tell that he's probably has just been playing BY a ton. I'm guessing Roberto probably won the rock, paper, scissors and chose to go first. We didn't have a 1 Dawn turn. So maybe we mulliganed would be my guess. And we just still didn't find anything. I mean, we should always be going blind leader effect here. I think the teach, I understand the reasoning, but unless your opponent didn't black hole, I think it's better to just blind leader effect here, because this is pretty expensive. Um, and the thing is, like, doing the teach play versus like every other deck is perfectly fine, because your cards are going to be generating you more cards over the course of the game. But versus Blackbeard, you're just going to be way more starved than that, because your Weevils and your Geckos and your Laws and your Sengokus, all of those cards don't go +1 in the same way. I'm going to turn off my heater. Alright, so just going to go ahead and go Laboon Q. I'm going to swing 5. We're going to take. I do kind of wonder in positions like this. I actually think it's almost better for the Blackbeard player to not swing there. Which I understand seems a little weird. But I kind of think when the Dofi player has already kind of committed these resources, and you know they're going to be doing the whole teach thing, I feel like we can really starve them. Like, I think, how many cards? Maybe 4. 4 cards are in Roberto's hand right now. If he only had 3, I feel like it's just going to be harder and harder for him to protect his board over the course of the game. And eventually we'll start swinging at life, but I don't think the difference between us winning and losing this game is going to be our opponent having 1 less life at the end of the game. I think we'll either be in a pretty dominant position or we will not. And I'm going to go out on a... Oh, yo, this Tempest Kick is crazy. Wow. That was really, really strong. I mean, yeah, surely it's just the Jinbei. And see, I mean, I don't know. We'll see how this plays out. Um, but I'm just not a fan of like the fact that Roberto has been playing so many cards from his hand, and we're giving him the cards to refuel. I'm gonna just go ahead and play down the Jozu, and then gonna bring out the law. Are we really just letting the dock queue stick? Huh. Just absolutely no concern with this dock queue that has continued to KO our board. Um, if we have a Van Augur, we could potentially swing into the law. Okay. And then we could KO it anyways. We might still be able to do that. Okay, Lafitte. I think we're on 8 Dawn, so we should have 4 more. Um, Burgess. Okay, so it looks like we are going to be electing to race the Dofi player. Gravity Blade could be pretty nasty on this turn, to be honest. And it looks like he has it. Yeah. I think that's why he elected to not swing into the dock queue, was he knew he was going to blade it. Pretty reasonable. This is like so bad for the Blackbeard player. Whenever the Dofi sees the what you call it, the blade. And we're really not wanting to turn this teach sideways. I think I personally would have swun teach at the Lafitte and then swun 7 twice at life. Um, they're playing turbo speed. I really appreciate it, actually. That was actually so fast. Just gonna play double 4. Also, like, actually insane that Roberto has just drawn genuinely infinite 7 warlords. I feel like there's times where you um, queue this up and you just find like randomly you draw like hella puddings or like just BS that you can't really play off of your teach. Like other copies of teach, like just whatever, right? But Roberto actually just finding infinite copies. I kind of really wonder how that game would have gone differently if Gianluca took a slower approach and tried to maybe not swing into Roberto's life. Just because again, I really think that this is expensive for Roberto to do. I don't even think finger gunning the teach there is correct. Yo, where's Awakened TCG? We need his analysis on this game if he likes the way this is being played by Gianluca. Um, cuz I'm not really a fan, to be honest with you. But obviously very accomplished, very good player. And I haven't played that much Blackbeard. I just think about it through the lens of what would annoy me as the Doflamingo player. And I feel like they finger gun that teach there, and I'm like, all right, cool. Like I'm completely unbothered. I'm actually pretty thrilled. Uh, like I almost would have preferred on that finger gun turn to just swing 10 at the at the boa, to be honest. But it's hard to say. Did we swing over the Van Auger? That seems really odd to me. All right, Gianluca potentially in a better spot this game. We are, unfortunately, still all the way down to 2 life. But we have been able to make this Dofi board, non-existent currently. So we'll see if we're on 9 now. We'll see. I'm also just realizing now that Gianluca chose second. I do think there's quite a bit of discourse on which is better, first or second. Me personally, I think first is better. Um, but hard to say. Yeah, see, there's a lot of times where this stuff just comes up when you're playing this matchup, where you just have like this dumb pudding that you have to play, and you're like, it's just like a 4-4 vanilla, but you're just kind of forced to, because you get so starved and you don't get to find all the cards like you normally do. Like Dofi is unbelievably consistent, but the consistency is a lot worse when you're playing versus a deck that doesn't let you play your consistency pieces. Oh, flipping over the Jinbei is really funny actually. I haven't seen that before. There's the Red Rock, and Gianluca is just sick. I mean, he knew it was in the deck list, I think. Oh, and we didn't stop on plays this turn. Oh, it's so Jover. It's so Jover. We really didn't stop bomb plays. I mean, I guess our perspective was he only has 2 cards in hand, and last turn he played the pudding, so like he doesn't have anything good. Um, and he's just like actually not even really getting that punished is the craziest part. He actually like completely dodged the punishes. So I don't know. Maybe it was correct. Maybe it was correct to do it like this. We should flip over the Jinbei. Yep. But we did lose our 10 cost teach, so we lose the game. And I think our opponent has another red rock in hand, so oh no, never mind. That was grave. That was grave. That was grave. Um finger gun, yep. I mean this is just we'll leader skill here. We have 2 cards in hand. Um Surely we're never swinging at Doc Q here. Once we get to this stage, I think we're actually just pressing W. I feel like I would just go 7s across the board. Oh, this is odd. I feel like if you pressure his life, and you get him to 0 and he has to use the blocker, and then he counters out of the 3rd hit, there's like not really any way for him to win because he'll be so low on cards that even if he does play 10 cost teach, you just swing 14 leader skill and you just do that for the rest of the game. I guess this position ended up pretty good too, so it's not a huge deal. Kind of wonder if the other position would have been better, to be honest with you. Um, but I think we're so winning, it doesn't really matter. And we should still know the top of our deck. Okay, 2K, 1K. Just play out double teach and pass. Yeah, and that's game. Um, I don't know. If someone wants to go back in the comments and analyze this turn, it was played a little bit differently than I would have. All right, let's actually really think about it. So what would I have done? I would have gone 7, and let's say he can't ever take. So let's say he blocks, and then I go 3 here, and I go 7, and let's say he takes, and then I would go 7, and let's say he counters, right? So he's down to 1 card in hand, no blocker, no life. So he takes his turn. He has a second card in hand now. He plays the 10 cost Teach. He gets to like KO something for free with these. That's fine. He like swings over the pudding. That's fine. So we just have a locked Perona on our board. Or, yeah. He swings over the pudding and he KOs the Perona. And he just has a Teach and 1 card in hand. He probably doesn't leader skill. So we just go 14 leader skill. He has to block with the Teach, and we have a new body on board. And then his next turn, he still has 2 cards in hand. He has to play the Teach again. And then we can swing 14 again and leader skill again. I kind of feel like that seems pretty reasonable, honestly, because the second he runs out of the 10 cost Teach, the game is just over. Or if we just draw like literally anything, the game is just over. But if we do it this way, maybe there's just nothing that can go wrong. Let's think about it. Where does this game state end? So let's say, what is the worst thing our opponent can do to us? Dog Q, KO the Perona. Swing 5 over pudding. I think it's pretty much the thing that does happen, right? I'm sure he KOs this Perona. Or does he go AFK? I don't even think we can afford to leader skill, to be honest with you. Oh, and he doesn't KO the Perona. Yeah, he goes AFK. Okay. Is this position, if he did KO the Perona, better or worse than the other one? We would like guaranteed, like he would have no Vasco shot on board. He would have 1 less card in hand. No Vasco shot on board, 1 less card in hand, but we don't have any board ourself. So are these 3 characters on board worth him having only 1 card in hand? He wasn't allowed to leader skill. I'm not sure. If someone wants to write a master's thesis on which way they think was better, I would appreciate it. Ultimately, it probably doesn't matter because you can kind of click whatever buttons you want as Dofi and still beat Teach. I appreciate you all so much for watching and have a great rest of your day.